Welcome to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show. This is where we answer all of your questions about puppyhood. I'm Bethany.
And I'm Sparky from the Puppy Academy. We're excited you're here. And now, let's get to the show.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Ask a Vet Show. This is our third episode. I've got with me Dr. Sara.
Hi, everybody.
She's from Bixby Animal Hospital.
Bixby Animal Hospital and Urgent Care.
In Torrance, California. All right. She's going to be here to answer some questions about puppies, and we're going to focus on Parvo. But if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Include the age of your puppy. That can be really helpful. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm a veterinarian. I graduated from UC Davis in 2020, and I have been working in California ever since. So we're a privately owned hospital. So me, my brother, and my dad were all vets, and we just love serving the community.
So it runs in the family.
It runs in the family.
That's great. And you've got 2 kids.
I have 2 kids.
Young. So young.
Yes, and a dog and a cat. My house is crazy.
Well, I talk about mine all the time, so I had to bring that up. They know. They already know. Anything I can lead to my 15-month-old, I'm like, training dogs is the same thing as kids. It is. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities. Oh, is there anything else about your vet practice that you wanted to share with us?
Yeah, so Bixby Animal Hospital and Urgent Care, we have a cardiologist right now. We have a criticalist. We have 3 GPs. We see everything that comes through our doors. We're great in surgery. If anybody needs us, please give us a call.
Yep, if anybody's local, check them out. Okay, let's get talking about Parvo. So the basic question, Parvo's a scary thing. So the basic questions are important. What is Parvo? How does it affect puppies?
Yeah, so Parvo is a virus that likes to target rapidly dividing cells, and it mainly attacks the cells in the intestine. And so when dogs get sick, a lot of the times what owners are noticing is vomiting, diarrhea. These guys don't want to eat. They're super lethargic. And because it's targeting those cells, they become super dehydrated, and treating them as fast as possible with the appropriate medications is super key for them to survive.
Okay. This is a serious topic. Yeah. So it's easy to kind of make it sound like a downer, but it's important that everyone getting a puppy knows these things about Parvo, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, let's talk about the symptoms of Parvo. So if you do see something in your puppy, you're unsure what it might be, maybe you just got it from the breeder or the rescue, what are we looking at symptoms-wise?
Yeah, so a lot of the symptoms we see, vomiting, diarrhea, lethargy, a lot of the diarrhea has blood in it, so that's a big important factor to keep in mind. Puppies should be bouncing off the walls, when they're not, when they're behaving, then we know that something's really wrong. Okay. So keeping an eye out if your puppy's not eating, if they're vomiting, if they're having diarrhea, if they're just super dumpy, those are all red flags.
That is another one that's the same as babies, too.
Yeah.
It really is. It's like looking at the energy of the puppy and what they're giving you. Even if they don't have some of those other signs, it's like take them in to get checked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the lethargy is a huge one. How do puppies get it? Like, how is it transferred from grass or the environment to our puppies?
Yeah, so a lot of puppies that get it, they're not vaccinated. So when puppies go out into the environment, if the virus is in the environment, if the puppy licks licks another dog bowl that has a virus on it, or comes into contact and it contacts the mucous membranes, then the puppies can get it. It's very hard to kill, so it's a virus that can stay out in the environment for months on end.
And what we were talking about is it doesn't really matter where it is.
It doesn't matter if it's on
grass,
hard surface or soft surface. It's hard to kill. So vaccination really is key, just to keep your puppy.
Prevent it.
Exactly.
Where does it come from? Do you know?
I don't know where it comes from.
It's just, we just know that it's a virus. Okay. Who's most at risk?
Puppies that are unvaccinated, puppies that are younger than 6 months of age, even adult dogs can get it if they're not vaccinated. Their immune systems tend to be a little bit stronger. but still, if they're not vaccinated, they could get it. That's why coming in for your annual vaccines is super important.
Okay. All right. I would say that from anybody's perspective, prevention is key.
Yep.
So I know vaccination is going to be the biggest thing, right?
Oh yeah, vaccination and keeping your puppies inside the house before they get their full set of vaccines. So I know it's super hard for dog owners to keep their like crazy little puppies inside, but when they're not fully vaccinated, they're predisposed.
They're at risk.
Exactly, they're at risk.
So you're balancing risk for being in the environment.
Yeah.
Okay. Treatment for puppies. So let's say that you go in, you find out that your puppy has parvo. What can people expect to have to go through with their puppy?
So treatment is very extensive and it depends on how severe the clinical signs are. So a lot of the times the main form of treatment is hydration, getting these guys fluids, ideally IV fluids, because they're so dehydrated from their intestines just becoming demolished. Antibiotics, with the virus, it also attacks the bone marrow. So a lot of these guys, sometimes they need like plasma transfusions in severe situations. It takes puppies at least a couple of days of hospitalizations in kind of like a normal scenario to kind of get over the virus. But it really depends. Some are better at fighting it off than others. But treatment is aggressive, and I encourage all of my puppy owners that if you guys see these clinical signs, go to your vet as soon as possible.
Do you ever see a parvo pop up like in different areas more than other, like areas with water or anything like that? Different types of communities, or do you just suggest across the board?
I usually suggest across the board because we really don't know who is walking the dog outside and if these people are vaccinating their dogs. Unvaccinated dogs tend to shed the virus more prominently. So just, playing it safe and just waiting until your puppy is fully vaccinated is the best form of prevention.
So if a puppy gets parvo, gets treatment for parvo early, is there anything that they can expect long term for their dogs? Because we were talking a little bit about this earlier, but just to let everybody know.
So, because it attacks the intestines, some puppies long term see some like GI effects long term. So maybe they have to be placed on like probiotics for a longer period of time or a special diet just because their body can't absorb the nutrients as like a normal puppy would. Again, it's very case by case dependent and how the dog fights off the virus, but they can expect some like long-term gastrointestinal effects.
I've seen that. Working in rescue for years, we've had quite a few over the years, groups of puppies come in and they do have long-term GI issues. Like that's never quite something that you can get a handle on.
Yeah, it's not a fun virus.
All right. Are there any final tips that you can give everybody when they're, getting their new puppy and they're trying to prevent something like this from happening?
I am a huge advocate of trusting your veterinarian for the vaccines because a lot of the vaccines that they may get elsewhere, we don't know how they're being kept. We don't know if they're the proper vaccine. So making sure that the vaccine has the veterinary stamp of approval is really key. Because we store them the proper way, we get them from the right manufacturers.
How would a normal person go about doing that?
Just
asking questions
I'm not sure,
to see
but
it, or if I have a puppy and I want to make sure.
Oh well, you going to the vet and having the actual vaccine sticker on your records.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, what I'm saying is making sure that the vaccine is administered by a vet. I think that's the best standard of care for prevention.
Okay, all right.
And getting the appropriate number of boosters. One shot is not enough. Just like babies, they need boosters.
Their systems run through it faster.
Yeah.
It's different than getting it when you're older.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you have anything you'd like to add, Ricky?
How common is parvo?
Oh, that's a good one. How common is it?
So I want to say during the summertime, we tend to see it more just because it's like puppy season. So it's, we tend to see it more so in dogs coming from Mexico. We see it more in like more impoverished
areas.
Yeah.
That goes for all of them. It's not just Parvo. That goes for everything. Yeah.
It's, it has to do with sanitation. It
Yeah,
has to
exactly.
do with,
Yeah.
are people picking up their dog's poop? Are people cleaning up after their dogs? Are people getting their dog to the vet to be treated in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
And so more impoverished areas, those are, less.
Yeah.
So Parvo tends to be more common in those areas.
Do you have a ratio, like 1 in so many dogs?
I
like, get
don't.
Parvo or anything?
I don't, no. That's a good question, though. I'll look into it.
I think that the question was, do you have like a ratio of how many puppies or dogs would get Parvo? I think that would also be probably dependent on the area as well. Yeah. And even though we live in Southern California, we live next to the beach, this is a really high rescue community.
Yes.
Like there's a lot of rescues in the area that are pulling dogs, not just from South, from all over the world, honestly, from Korea, from Africa, from everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So I think that matters too, especially if you're a vet that works with rescues.
Yeah.
Are there any common misconceptions about Parvo that you've seen out there or heard out there that you want to set the record straight on?
To be honest with you, I think once owners see how sick their puppies are, who probably like 4 days ago was bouncing off the wall and all of a sudden is just like not wanting
responding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think when owners see that and once we have the discussion with them, they have been very responsive in terms of getting treatment as fast as possible.
Good. I think it's probably would be a surprise to anyone who got a puppy and they got Parvo. It would be a surprise to them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you tell us, is there anywhere we can find you?
Yes. I love that.
Obviously in Torrance, Bixby Animal Hospital and Urgent Care, but where else?
So you guys can find me on Instagram. You can find our hospital. You can follow us there. You can see all of the cool cases we've been treating.
Mm-hmm.
Our number is 310-375-4244. So if you guys have questions about anything, please call us.
Do you know your Instagram handle?
I do. It is Bixby Animal Hospital Torrance, I believe.
And Bixby is B-I-X-B-Y.
B-I-X-B-Y. And yeah, that's it.
Because that's really fun. I love watching the clips on Instagram or TikTok of vets, talking about those things.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
You have some great content too.
Sorry.
I see some great
Oh
content.
yeah. We've done fun surgeries. We've seen cool cases. So we've been open for a month now. So we're just
you're so busy. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to be here out of your very busy schedule.
Thank you.
And it was wonderful having you,
Thank
Dr.
you for
Sara.
having me, guys. This was fun.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning into Ask a Puppy Trainer Show.
We hope you found some advice that you can use to help make puppyhood a little easier.
Don't forget to join us live every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time on Instagram or TikTok at The Puppy Academy.
This is where you can get a chance to ask your burning questions in real time. And if you want even more puppy guidance, visit our website at thepuppyacademy.com for info on joining our online puppy school.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing to our podcast and leaving us a review.
These reviews let more people find us and supports us on our mission to help as many puppy parents as possible around the globe.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.